We are again back. We are looking at fruits, the dry fruits. In the previous video on live stream, we looked at the dry indehiscent fruits. We are back with the dry indehiscent fruits. We said for these ones, yes, they are dry fruits. Their pericarp dries up. The three layers, the epicarp, the mesocarp, and the endocarp fuses as the fruit matures and ripens. But they do not open up to release the seeds when dry. They don't expose their seeds even when dry. They don't have any line of weakness. So these dried indehiscent fruits are of several categories. We are going to look at these several categories of the indehiscent fruits. The dry fruits may be, the indehiscent fruits may be achenes, may be nuts, may be Caryopsis, may be Samara, or Cypsela fruits. So the dried indehiscent fruits may be achenes, may be nuts, may be Caryopsis, Samara, or Cypsela. Members, I welcome you back. Those who are watching us live. Is Zahara on? Notify me, Zahara, if you're on. We continue. I elect Zahara is an active member. Let us first look at the achenes. A dried indehiscent fruit may be described as an achene if it is single seeded. An indehiscent fruit. But yes, single seeded, its pericarp cannot split, cannot open. So let me hope you hear me now. Kiza Richard, let me hope you hear me. Say yes if yes. If you don't hear me, do you hear me, people? Can someone hear me? Great. Yes, the Cypsela are single-seeded. Their pericarp does not open up to release the seeds, but the uniqueness of the Cypsela, they have a persistent calyx. And this persistent calyx forms structures we call papas. The persistent calyx form structures we call papas. Let's give an example of a Biden spilosa fruit or the blackjack fruit. It has this fruit. It is single-seeded. Each of these fruits, the blackjack fruits, possess a single seed. But the uniqueness that separates it from the achene, it has a persistent calyx that forms structures we call the papas. So the papas on the blackjack fruit is hooked. The papas are hooked on the blackjack fruit. So this is a uniqueness of only Cypsela fruits. We have also the likes of the tree ducks. They are actually like, they have the same appearance as the achenes, single-seeded. The pericarp is dry, does not split up, but they have this persistent calyx on them. And the persistent calyx form a structure called the what? The papas. You can give the likes of the tree ducks as example. The Baganda call it Nalongo. Kamini kajajja. We can give the Biden's spilosa fruit. Let me show you the tree ducks, how the tree ducks looks like. Let me show you the tree ducks fruit. Tree ducks fruit. This is how the tree ducks fruit looks like. You've ever seen it moving in the air? Have you ever seen that one? So these ones you see are the persistent calyx, and they are known as the papas. Let me hope you see them. So this is the tree ducks fruit. They are classified as Cypsela because of that reason of possessing a persistent calyx. We have what we call the nuts. The nuts are dry fruits and indehiscent. They are also like achenes since they are single-seeded. They are single-seeded. The pericarp does not split or open to expose the seeds. But the uniqueness of nuts from achenes, the nuts have a very hard and woody pericarp. The pericarp is very hard and tough and woody in appearance. We are talking of the nuts. So possession of a single seed alone, the pericarp being not able to open up, makes groundnuts not to be classified as nuts. They are not nuts, they are legumes. So the groundnuts are legumes, because they possess more than one seed in a single fruit, their pericarp opens up when mature, and these are the reasons to why they are not classified as nuts. The coconuts are nuts and ground nuts. They are not nuts. And I'm saying so the pericarp is wood-like, very hard and strong. And we've said that the nuts and the coconuts are not nuts for the above reasons I've mentioned. They possess more than one seed in a single fruit, and their pericarps open when the fruit is dry. Let me hope I'm putting every statement clear. Zara, you're welcome. Zara, you're welcome. I'm so grateful to have you again. Mukiza Richard is also an active member. Thank you for being with us always. So we've so far looked at the three achenes, nuts, and the Cypsela. Let us look at the Caryopsis. So the Caryopsis, we said all of these fruits are single-seeded. The Caryopsis is also single-seeded. Each Caryopsis fruit is single-seeded. Still, the pericarp does not open or split to release the seeds. But the difference between the Caryopsis from these other seeds, they have the taste of their single seed fused with the pericarp of the fruit. Every fruit has a uniqueness. So the Caryopsis have the tester, which is the seed coat of the single seed fused with the pericarp of the fruit. For those who have just joined, a pericarp is a fruit wall. A tester is a seed coat. So the difference between the Caryopsis from these other dry indehiscent fruits, they have the taste of their single seed inside the fruit fused with the pericarp of the fruit. You cannot distinguish between the two. So the commonest example we have is the maize grain. The maize grain is both a fruit and a seed. Why? Because the taste of its seed inside fuses with the pericarp whenever the fruit ripens. So the Caryopsis, the commonest example is the maize fruit or the maize grain. It is the commonest example. Let me hope we are following. Sorry for that. And then, lastly, the Samara. Yes, single-seeded. The pericarp does not open up. But the difference between the Samara from the other dry indehiscent fruits, the Samara has, we are giving the difference of the Samara from the other fruits, the dry indehiscent fruits. The Samara has the pericarp. The Samara has the pericarp forming extensions that are wing-like. The fruit, yes, the fruit exists in the middle, but the pericarp forms on itself extensions that are wing-like, that are like wings on it. The fruit is in the middle, but the pericarp is forming extensions on itself that looks like wings. So these fruits are known as Samara fruits. You can give an example of the African wood fruit. The African wood fruit. The baganda on the platform tumanyi omusambya. Omusambya bw'ogwetegereza guba ne ka fruit wakati, and then the wings that are white or transparent, paper-like, polythene-like. So the fruit is always in the middle. The wings, the extensions of the, like they are transparent, sometimes white. So that is the African wood fruit. So the Samara, they are all, I mean, the indehiscent fruits, they are all single-seeded. The pericarp does not open up. Now let's get to the differences. The achene only has only two characteristics, being single-seeded and the pericarp being not able to open up to release the seed inside. That is only for the achene. If the fruit has only these two, it qualifies to be an achene. But if there is any added characteristic to these two, the fruit changes from an achene to any other fruit. For example, if the fruit possesses these two characteristics of an achene, but on that fruit there is a persistent calyx forming this structure called the pappus, that fruit becomes a salipsera. If a fruit please, any question? Any question? If we don't have any question, allow me end this session. Allow me end this session, and we meet again.
And let us give you like 2 minutes for questions that I give you.
Zahara, you can, members on the platform, yes, please ask any question. Team Freya, ask any question. We are ready to respond to that question. Mukiza Richard, ask any question, please. We are welcoming questions. Yes, I'm taking these 2 minutes to wait for the questions. Yes, Team Freya is asking, why are ground nuts not nuts? We say for the ground, for any dry fruit to be known as a dry fruit, it must not be able. I mean, for any dry indehiscent fruit, the word indehiscent fruit means a fruit whose pericarp cannot open up to release seeds. But ground nuts have lines of weakness. They open to release seeds. The nuts are said to they are actually like, meaning that they are single seeded. In a single fruit of a ground nut, you can bear me witness, Mr. Freya, there are more than one seed inside a single pericarp of a fruit. Let me hope I've answered you, Mr. Freya. Any other question? Mr. Freya, have I answered you? A nut is not a nut because it has more than one seed inside its fruit. And 2, it opens up when dry. Great, I've answered Freya. Thank you. Thank you for watching. To online, Iseleko Alan, I sign out.